Hey everybody, you know, I make videos based a lot on what you give me in the comments. That's why I'm always asking you, put a comment in so I know what videos you're looking to see. Now there's other times where we just go to what must be the source, and that would be the Google machine. And I'll just type in like, why do cats, or what do cats, or now this comes up before anything. Why do cats hate, ... And then there are very specific why do cats hate that I'm glad you are looking for, because I would never think of them. And these things that I'm about to go into, you're gonna hear them, you're gonna be like, wait a second, my cat Chester loves XYZ. My cat Chester will eat XYZ. Just know I'm bearing that in mind. With that, let's start talking about what cats hate. Number one, why do cats hate water? Everyone has seen the cat who just is like, ooh, mommy's taking a shower, you know, and all of a sudden, or like they're trying to drink water out of the sink and it's just a bath, and that's certain cats. But yeah, by and large, cats are not really all that fond of water, especially being forcibly submerged in water. Look at this video here about why not to bathe your cat on the regular. Let's just explore why that might be. One big reason is evolution. The cat in your lap or sitting on your computer or in the other room is derived from desert cats. Felis libica, which is one genus of cats, that is where Felis catus, your cat, is derived from. And they're desert cats. A cat's body is evolved not to actually drink that much water. 70+% of their hydration actually comes from the food they eat, which is why I tell you to feed your cats wet food. It's not something that their raw cat DNA is accustomed to having an intimate relationship with. Now that's one thing. The second thing is that if we think about the raw cat and hunt, catch, kill, eat, now that usually includes terrestrial prey and not fish. So they're not used to going into the water to have to catch their prey, and so it's unfamiliar. Now there is one notable exception, that is the Turkish van, a fish hunter, and their coat is adapted to be somewhat waterproof in order to facilitate that. So there you go. But in general, it's wet fur. And if you think about how much your cat really dislikes having, you know, a costume on, let's say, or any kind of clothing, or even while you're harness training them and how that feels on their bodies, they have a lot of hair follicle receptors that can get easily overstimulated. So that feeling of that weight on their body in the form of wetness, not pleasant either.
She's biting me!
They associate, you know, getting wet with you holding them down to get wet. It's a loss of control as well. So now you have a negative association. So whether you're bathing your cat, whether they get stuck out in the rain, whatever it is, and that gives you a little bit of insight into why most cats anyway hate water. And the next one is, why do cats hate tinfoil? So again, this is a bit of a generalization because you've probably seen someone who doesn't want their cat on a piece of furniture, or they don't want them near the Christmas tree or in a potted plant. You'll see tinfoil all around the house because somebody told them that it's a great aversive. Now it does work for a lot of cats, and it keeps them away from areas that they may want to get to. Other notable aversives would be something like lava rocks that would be around plants because they're kind of pointy, or an upside down office runner because they have the little points on them, or sticky tape, that kind of thing. But tinfoil seems to be emblematic of this whole thing. Well, the one thing is that the feeling itself, that sort of crunchy feeling, and that reflective texture, and the fact that it's smooth, is just something that your cats might not know what to make of. If it's unfamiliar, I better be careful about it. And that hesitation in itself may be like, the grass is greener over there where it's just comfy couch, and not over here where there's... Well, that was dramatic. You know, the second thing, and I think this is really important because it applies to a lot of other things in our lives that might cause cats to hate something, is their really attuned sense of hearing. Where the human hearing range leaves off is overlapping with where the cat hearing just goes off the charts. So the higher something is, the more it'll really just hit your cats, like almost like a dog whistle would a dog. And in that sense, when claws come in contact with that scratchy surface, just the sound that comes out of that can really put your cat on edge. And again, let them know that over there is a soft pillow, and I'll go that way. So again, not all cats, but that's why you have other aversives. But remember this, my fine friends, it's not enough to give that aversive. For every no, there's a yes. If you're going to say no to your cat, don't go over here. Make sure there's something very nearby that is inviting and a great alternative, so that as we're creating that not so great option, this option will get you far. So, and the next thing, why do cats hate belly rubs? Yes, I am looking at you, the person who's going, my cat loves belly rubs.
Look at this.
Oh, wow.
I get it. I have a cat who loves belly rubs too. You know what? I'm kind of glad that you guys are asking this, because you're looking for the answer. How come every time I go to pet my cat's belly, I, almost get my hand ripped off? Again, we have to think of who they are as non-domesticated wild animals. And they are right in the middle of the food chain. They are hunting and they're looking not to be hunted. And to that end, the idea of somebody approaching them, doesn't matter who it is, and your cat doing what I call the cat hug. And the cat hug is they lay on their back and they show you the most vulnerable part of them, that midline from throat down to groin, where they can be eviscerated so easily. I mean, think about like when you hug somebody, that vulnerability of going body to body like that. So if they are showing you that midline, that is a way of saying that they trust you implicitly. They love you. And by going in for that rub because you think they're a dog, you're kind of violating that. So that instinct is very understandable. And to that end, your cat's not a dog. And speaking of how the raw cat reacts to things in their environment, that brings us to our next why do cats hate cucumbers. Okay, let me give you the background on this one. It was a few years ago, and there was this video that went viral of a cat just doing whatever they were doing, and somebody took a big cucumber, put it behind their cat, and when the cat saw it, they freaked out, really horrified by it. People started picking up on it. Now all of a sudden it became this, viral thing that we're going to put a cucumber behind our cat, and lots of cats had that reaction. Now here's my take on it, is that it's not the cucumber. I mean, that cucumber could easily be something else. It could be, a water bottle, you put the water bottle down and the cat goes crazy. Or it could be a lot of different things, but it's the surprise factor, and that's what gets me back to the whole raw cat bit. A cat is conditioned to have their head on a swivel. In the wild, cats will literally sleep with one eye open.
Sleep with one eye open.
If there's a noise, within 100 yards of them, it's doop, eyes open. They want to know what's going on. Their peripheral vision is evolved to be wider than ours. The way their pupils take in light, the way their whiskers, and I mean the whiskers on their face and all over their body, can feel the wind change, can feel the temperature change. So when you surprise your cat with anything unfamiliar, that is a stressor. That is something that is in many ways catastrophic. Catastrophic, Jackson. And, that will cause that reaction. That's my take on it, because believe me, I did some reading. Why do cats hate cucumbers? Google. That's the thing. Don't surprise your cats. I mean, there are tons of pieces of content out there where people are surprising their cats. I mean, I've commented on some of them before. I mean, that cat mask thing.
We couldn't stop laughing.
Anyway. There's plenty of them. So that leads me to this one other thing, which has become a bit of a mantra. Please do not use your cats for content, especially when it comes to causing them discomfort or distress. I mean, I know you love your cats, Prove it. And now we get to the fifth most popular search term on Google. Why do cats hate? And this one was actually kind of surprising to me, because it shows that we're in the world of consent. And that is, why do cats hate being held? Okay, well now that's an interesting one. Now the first thing I will say, again, one of the reasons maybe that it surprises me is that there's enough people asking, but cats are very different. They're individuals. Some do like it, some don't. And there are a couple of reasons behind that. The first thing is their socialization level. Anyone who's ever had a bottle baby, and bottle babies are foster kittens who were raised without their moms or siblings from a young age, and that's humans carrying them around all the time and little, baby Bjorns or whatever, and keeping them close at all times. That cat will grow up usually a little more acclimated and accepting and actually desiring being picked up. And that's why sometimes cats will even be cool with being carried around like a baby, with their belly up in the air. Now, on the other end of the socialization spectrum, remember, cats have a very short window. It's called the sensitive period of development. It's between about 2 and 9 weeks old, where, to the point I was saying about bottle babies, they learn a lot about imprinting on humans. And a lot of that is, are they carried? Are they picked up? And if perhaps in that 7 weeks that doesn't happen, it becomes a very unfamiliar and kind of scary thing for them. But going back to the whole raw cat thing, that feeling of being restrained, of not having control over their environment, can be really terrifying to a cat, which is why a lot of times you'll see at the vet office, they just immediately start struggling. It's because a cat needs to know they can escape. You take that away from a cat, and like I said, depending on what's already been established in their lives, it can be really terrifying. Some cats need to have that feeling like I can have one foot connecting with the earth at all times. So why do cats hate being held? Same answer I'm going to give you on everything else. It is about the individual, and you have to ask for consent, and once you do that, you gauge personality. Well, what if I do this? Do they relax? Sometimes. It's instant relaxation when we change the body posture of the hold itself. And always, if they holler, let them go. So that's it, at least for today. We type in, why do cats hate? 5 things pop up. Again, I love seeing this because I never would have thought of some of these. Hello, cucumber. But, now we know, now you know. The overriding thing is cats are individuals. Hello, you whose cat loves belly rubs or likes being held like a baby, or cucumbers. I don't know. We always gauge. We always ask for consent. We treat cats as individuals just like ourselves. I don't know if you guys have ever seen, there's human compilations, which, by the way, I find funny because it's human, where somebody walks into a room and gets absolutely scared by something that another human does. Okay, that's funny because they're a human. They can yell at you and say, if you ever do that again, I'm going to divorce you, kind of thing. But cats can't say that. They can only say that with their actions, whether they avoid, run away, get totally, threatened to the point where they scratch and bite. Take the hint, look for body language, present more gentle ways of introducing a moment. Then you can ratchet it up and see what your cat likes or doesn't like. That is the key. So anybody who types in, why does my cat hate? It's like that old joke where a guy walks into a doctor's office and he says, doctor, this hurts. That my shoulder hurts, but it only hurts when I'm playing the violin. And the doctor says, okay, well then don't play the violin. That's the clue for today. If you're typing that, why do my cat hate? Then you're typing it because your cat hates something. Don't do it. My job can be so easy sometimes. Anyway, speaking of which, I want to know what your cat hates. So put it in the comments, because I'll do another round of these and I'll explain it all for you. That's what I'm here to do. So what does your cat hate? Put it in the comments. While you're at it, it'd be great if you subscribe to this channel and threw us a big like, because you're like, my cat hates it, but I love it. The video. Until next time, my friends, all light, all love, all mojo to you. Meow.